So I guess you're wondering, like, when you're going through some trials and tribulations and you're kind of stuck, but then you feel like you keep moving forward, but then you get held back, and then you're in this kind of like crevice of a hole, but you want to try and move forward, and it seems to be constantly happening for you, but you're not sure where it comes from. But let me explain exactly what that is. It's the emancipation to the freedom of the spirit. Stay tuned. My name's Emma from Karnak Holistics, where we learn together and we grow together in the sight of God. So today I'm going to speak about the emancipation of the freedom of the spirit. So first of all, before I start, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to press that little golden bell, which will let you know when I upload any new videos that are coming out in the next couple weeks. But I try to do at least one video a week, but I'm shooting for at least 2 videos a week. So let's crack on. So what is the emancipation of the soul? The emancipation of the soul, or the spirit and the soul, they're both the same thing. Let me just give you a few pointers, and I'm going to go through a list and just roughly explain. If you're in that zone and that's what kind of identifies with you, then exactly that is where you are at the moment, or moving forward, or who you are. So for example, you may be a type of person who's constantly rebelling, and people may call you a bit of a bad egg, or you may not be able to be sit down or be controlled by people too easily. And I don't mean it in a negative way, but I actually mean it in a positive way, that you always see the root cause of something and you don't want to conform to these so-called ways of society is, but you try to guide your way out and find a way out. Man, people call that you're totally and always rebelling. It's for a fact is that your spirit is going through an emancipation, freedom, and it's trying to find where it is, especially if you're quite young. The thing is well, I don't even want to say that you're going to be a teenager and then you're going to go through this, because this happens to anyone at any age. So you could be in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, even 50s, and then you may become self-aware, then you may find God, you may find who you are and your representation in this world. That's when you find your emancipation. So you may not conform to society and how society is, so you may not identify with any form of religion, so you may not be a part of the mainline religion, but you want to break away and try and find out what you are about. You may, and if you find this with most people who find the new age movement or the spiritual development, and go to retreats, and also to find to develop the inner soul. So they may break away from society and from what we've been taught. So our parents may have been devout Catholics, Christians, Muslims, Sikhs and so on, Buddhists, but we may find that we are looking for something new or something different. It's about you growing your spirit, trying to experience and find a new kind of like a lease of life, and why you're here and what your existence is about. Remember, our parents found their reasons and their place in their life, and that was their emancipation of arrival within that faith. And if you are moving forward from a certain belief and you're a bit confused about where you're going, it's about your growth. It's just about you developing, you moving forward. Also, you won't be able to make decisions just like that, and that's just totally me. Now, let me just make this quite clear. Not decisions is where you want to go somewhere, you want to go and get a new job, or you want to do something. I mean, decisions is where it doesn't feel right. So if everyone else is following, like, imagine sheep. If the whole sheep are going in one direction, you may feel that's just not right for you, so you may want to go off into another direction, and find out what your soul is about. This is for the fact is that you're learning and you're growing, you're experiencing, you're becoming aware of your conscious self, you're becoming aware of who you are. This is what this expansion is trying to bring out for you and for you to grow. So as your soul grows, you will start glowing and you will start growing and growing. So don't just learn, don't just grow through it, don't go through it, grow through it. The other point is, well, you want to go out and seek new higher standards for yourself. So everyone, for example, may just want to just go to a pub after work or on a weekend. You may not want to do that. You may want to break away from friends and even from family. And I don't know, maybe just go to a bar, or you may just want to go and meditate. You may want to go and walk in a park. You want to go to a forest or or by the river and just chill. And remember, everybody is different. Everybody should be allowed to grow for themselves. So if somebody is following how they used to be because the family was that way, and you are now going because you want to become spiritual, for example, with me, I've craved for ages to go to a forest, to walk barefoot on the grass, to sit by the sea. And as I got older, I didn't understand what my conflicts were and why I was so angry all the time. And when I get really kind of like caged, I have to go and find some form of freedom, and that means breaking away from friends and family and just being on my own, being in society and being able to exist within that point itself, and not conforming and just going somewhere. Like, for example, people go away to lay on the beach for 2 weeks. Some people go away to the Caribbean to do the same thing. Some people go away to party for the 2 weeks or a week, whatever. Some people choose to go away to retreats, to go to Thailand, to go to Tibet, to go to all these religious places, to go off to India, to go and seek and find out who they are. And this is about their journey or finding their conscious self. And this is about you finding your soul glow, and this is about you allowing yourself to grow. But this is where you won't conform to the normal sense where people would just go away to Ibiza to rave, where you could be 17, 18 and go, look, I want to go to Nepal and I want to go to the shining temples, and I want to be around Buddhists. I want to meditate with these people. I had a friend of mine who, when he left school, he left and he decided to pack up everything and move over to Tibet and become a monk for 5 years. 5 years is up. It wasn't exactly 5 years, but it was around, he was in the 5th year. He said to me that he goes, you know what, I wanted a family. And he went to see the high ranking monk, and the monk said to him, we were just waiting. We knew your development was going in this direction. And they just let him go. They said, that's fine, that's what you're about. That's what your development and your growth is all about. You'll be a free thinker like the following: Philip Randolph, he was a civil rights leader; Alexander McQueen, a fashion designer; Albert Einstein, a physicist; Alice Walker, author and poet; Bruce Lee, martial artist. We all know who Bruce Lee is; Morgan Freeman, a great actor; and also Thomas Paine, a politician, activist, and also a writer. All these people, I've named these people because a lot of times they get overlooked. All these people broke away from the norm and were told that basically stupid not to go and follow their craft. And he did, and they become very successful. They were free thinkers that went against the grain. Morgan Freeman was of an age where he didn't become really successful until he was late in life. I mean, well over 50, and then he done Driving Miss Daisy, which propelled him into the limelight. One of the things about the emancipation, the freedom of the soul, is for the fact is that you will find it hard to attach yourself to one person, place, location. It's just a part of who you are. But if you're both growing, you will both grow the same way. I think there are limitations. This is not like you would just go for a series of dates. You won't form relationships. It's for the fact is that you have to keep growing, but you will, as long as your soul finds its true connection. So if you find that person that you are meant to connect to, and then you went through your emancipation of your spirit, and you find that person, then that is done, you won't keep growing, you won't keep going anywhere and trying to find things new, because that person will give you the newness that you find in a relationship or in love. And that's why sometimes you find it outside of your own race, your own color, your own creed. So it depends what your soul finds in that person. Now, many people say to me, I just love them because they love. My mum used to say to me, I said to her, what attracted you to Dad? And she used to say, he apart from his looks, and he was well known, above everything else, he made me laugh. He was the only one who could make me laugh and pull me out of my lowness and my when I felt really lost and confused. He always made me laugh. And I think that's so key about any relationship or any place you go, is about feeling safe, not feeling vulnerable there, but feeling like you belong to that actual particular location. Oh my gosh! And one of the other things you don't like is restrictions. So you're working in an environment, and these are restrictions you need to abide by. And you know it's not going to work because you have experience and so on and so forth. So you would go out and make changes in order to achieve these other goals that you set to achieve. And when challenges hit, you don't see challenges, you see these as a strive to get you to move forward to achieve your outer goal, or your inner goal, I should say. So what happens on the inside happens on the outside. So as you develop an inside and you achieve these goals on the inside, you will affect the outside. So challenges so that may come in will only propel you forward to achieve your overall ambition or goal in life. So don't feel any challenges that come up against you, that you won't look at them as a challenge. You will look at them as reasons for growth. So you might want to travel around the world. Now, I know one guy who met somebody, we were together for 2 years, but he wanted to go and travel the world and just experience life. But she was more homeboard, stay at home, enjoy my life here. Unfortunately, they split. He went off, she went out to meet him in these different locations, and he just changed as he was going along. Then about a year or so later, he returned and they got hooked up again, and they started talking, and he was kind of ready to settle down, have children. She was already there because she found her place. She found her emancipation of the spirit. So she already done all that. She knew she didn't travel, she was just fine where she was. He had to go and enjoy and find out basically what life was about. Now, was he wrong to leave her and to go off and do his thing? I disagree. I don't think he was. I think he was right to follow his path and follow his calling, because at the end of the day, he would have just resented her for it, and he would have just resented himself for it, and if he would have had children, would have resented them for it also. But because he went off, and it wasn't about him going out to sleep about, to just have sex with whoever. He didn't even do that. He wanted to go and experience the different environments. He wanted to see the Taj Mahal. He wanted to see the temples, he wanted to go and mix with all these different people, and he wanted to go and swim in the Dead Sea like I did. And for example, with me, when I went out to Israel and I went out to Egypt, the people that were there that live here are different, and they are so loving, and they embrace you with such love and such kindness. It was just amazing. I learned about different cultures. I learned about how people were. I learned about the real life people in these different countries, which enriched my life. So when I came back here, I just didn't take the things I had for granted. I learned that all these things which God gave us are given to us for a particular reason, but their view on God as well is very similar to a lot of people's views around the world, especially the independents, who leave mainline religions and beliefs and want to experience, because they're living in this energy, this energy that is out there. So if you're looking to travel, follow your heart, I honestly say, because if your partner goes with you, that's all good, but just remember what's important for you is what's important for you. That's what I can say. keep growing, keep striving, and keep flying. You are an achiever. You rarely ever fail, because you do things from the soul, you do things from the heart, and you strive from the heart. And all I keep saying, you just need to keep going, keep growing, keep flowing, because you are amazing. And this is what the emancipation of the spirit is about. It's about you becoming you flying out there and becoming a unique you. So I'm going to end it on there, and I love doing this video, and I love connecting with you guys again, and I want to see you in the next video. But you know what, stay safe and stay respectful, look after yourself and others as well, and I'll see you in the next video, and namaste.